When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he made her fruitful, while Rachel remained barren. Leah conceived and bore a son, and she named him Reuben, for she said, "It means the Lord saw my misery. Now my husband will love me." She conceived again and bore a son, and said, "It means the Lord heard that I was unloved, and therefore he has given me this one also." So she named him Simeon. Again she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "Now at last my husband will become attached to me, since I have now borne him 3 sons. That is why she named him Levi. Once more she conceived and bore a son, and she said, "This time I will give grateful praise to the Lord." Therefore she named him Judah. Then she stopped bearing children. When Rachel saw that she failed to bear children to Jacob, she became envious of her sister. She said to Jacob, "Give me children or I shall die." In anger, Jacob retorted, "Can I take the place of God who has denied you the fruit of the womb?" She replied, "Here is my maidservant Bilhah. Have intercourse with her, and let her give birth on my knees, so that I too may have offspring, at least through her." So she gave him her maid Bilhah as a consort, and Jacob had intercourse with her. When Bilhah conceived and bore a son, Rachel said, "God has vindicated me. Indeed, he has heeded my plea and given me a son." Therefore she named him Dan. Rachel's maidservant Bilhah conceived again and bore a second son. And Rachel said, "I engaged in a faithful struggle with my sister, and I prevailed." So she named him Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had ceased to bear children, she gave her maidservant Zilpah to Jacob as a consort. So Jacob had intercourse with Zilpah, and she conceived and bore a son. Leah then said, "What good luck!" So she named him Gad. Then Leah's maidservant Zilpah bore a second son to Jacob. And Leah said, "What good fortune!" Meaning, "Women call me fortunate." So she named him Asher. One day, during the wheat harvest, when Reuben was out in the field, he came upon some mandrakes, which he brought home to his mother Leah. Rachel asked Leah, "Please let me have some of your son's mandrakes." Leah replied, "Was it not enough for you to take away my husband, that you must now take my son's mandrakes too?" "Very well then," Rachel answered. "In exchange for your son's mandrakes, Jacob may lie with you tonight." That evening, when Jacob came home from the fields, Leah went out to meet him. "You are now to come in with me," she told him, "because I have paid for you with my son's mandrakes." So that night he slept with her, and God heard her prayer. She conceived and bore a 5th son to Jacob. Leah then said, "God has given me my reward for having let my husband have my maidservant." So she named him Issachar. Leah conceived again and bore a 6th son to Jacob. And she said, "God has brought me a precious gift. This time my husband will offer me presents, now that I have borne him 6 sons. So she named him Zebulun. Finally, she gave birth to a daughter, and she named her Dinah. When God remembered Rachel, he heard her prayer and made her fruitful. She conceived and bore a son, and she said, "God has removed my disgrace." So she named him Joseph, meaning, "May the Lord add another son to this one for me."